It never announces itself. There is no countdown, no official ceremony, no moment where someone stands at a podium and says the economic order has changed. And yet, it always does. Usually on an ordinary day, when markets are open, when salaries still arrive, when everything looks fine. That's the uncomfortable truth. Economic orders don't collapse when people expect them to. They change when most people are still confident they won't. That's why this topic matters right now. Because every major shift in global economic power has followed the same emotional pattern. Disbelief first, confidence second, surprise last. And by the time the timing becomes obvious, the change is already locked in. Let's start simple. An economic order is just a shared agreement about what has value, who controls it, and who gets trusted to manage it. Gold had its time. Empires had their currencies. Reserve systems rose and faded. Trade routes shifted. Power moved. Not because someone planned a collapse, but because systems age, and aging systems don't break loudly, they drift. Think of the global economy like a giant city built over centuries. Roads added, shortcuts created, temporary fixes that became permanent. Everyone learns to navigate it without thinking. At first, the city works beautifully. Trade grows, credit expands, trust deepens, growth feels natural, almost inevitable. Then complexity creeps in. More rules, more intermediaries, more promises layered on top of promises. The system becomes incredibly efficient, but also incredibly sensitive. Here's the part most people misunderstand. Economic orders don't fail when they stop working. They fail when they work too well for too long. Because long periods of stability change behavior. Governments borrow more because markets allow it. Companies leverage because credit is cheap. Consumers stretch because income feels reliable. Everyone assumes tomorrow will look like today. This isn't stupidity, it's rational behavior inside a stable system. Until stability itself becomes the risk. Let's talk about timing. History is full of moments where the old order looked strongest right before it changed. Britain didn't lose financial dominance when it was weak. It lost it after decades of global influence. Spain didn't decline when silver stopped flowing. It declined when dependence replaced discipline. The timing was never obvious, even to people living through it. That's because economic change doesn't move in straight lines, it moves in layers. First, the structure stays the same, but behavior changes. Then, behavior stays the same, but incentives shift. Then incentives stay the same, but trust erodes. By the time trust moves, the order has already changed. Here's how the modern system actually works, in plain terms. Money today isn't just currency, it's confidence stored in numbers. When you're paid, nothing physical moves, a balance updates. That update depends on banks trusting banks, markets trusting rules, and governments maintaining credibility. Debt isn't a problem in that system, it's fuel. It allows growth to happen faster than savings would allow. Used carefully, it works. But there's math hiding underneath. Debt grows exponentially. Productivity grows slowly. trust grows socially. That gap matters. As long as growth covers the promises, no one complains. As long as markets believe future income will exist, borrowing feels safe. As long as people believe rules will be enforced, money holds value. But exponential systems don't break gradually. They reach thresholds, and thresholds don't come with alarms. This is where hype and reality split. The hype says the system is resilient. The reality is it's optimized. The hype says diversification reduces risk. The reality is correlations rise when stress hits. The hype says markets price in information. The reality is they price in belief. Economic orders depend less on data than on narratives. The story people tell themselves about the future matters more than the numbers on a spreadsheet. That's why timing is never obvious, because the same numbers can support two completely different stories. Low interest rates can mean stability or desperation. High debt can mean growth or fragility. Strong markets can mean confidence or denial. Only in hindsight does the story collapse into a single explanation. Let's zoom out.
When an economic order changes, it doesn't mean everything stops working. Life goes on. People still work, businesses still operate, money still buys things. What changes is direction. Capital flows differently. Risk is priced differently. Power shifts quietly. The rules don't vanish, they mutate. The most dangerous moment isn't collapse, it's transition. Because transitions confuse everyone. Old assumptions no longer work, new rules aren't clear yet, signals contradict each other. Policymakers react to yesterday's problems, markets chase yesterday's logic, and most people respond by doing nothing. They wait for clarity. History shows this clearly. Those who waited for confirmation always got it too late. Those who assumed change only happens during visible crises misunderstood how systems evolve. Economic orders change during calm periods, when people are busy, when headlines are boring, when warnings sound abstract. There's also an irony here. The smarter the system becomes, the harder it is to see its limits. Advanced finance spreads risk efficiently. It also spreads vulnerability invisibly. Technology increases speed, it also compresses reaction time. Globalization diversifies supply, it also ties everything together. Efficiency removes slack. Slack is what absorbs shocks, so when stress arrives, it travels fast. This doesn't mean collapse is inevitable, it means change is unavoidable. Every economic order eventually reaches a point where its own success creates conditions it can't manage forever. Too much debt, too much leverage, too much reliance on trust instead of buffers. The timing of that moment is never obvious because it depends on psychology as much as economics. Confidence doesn't fade gradually, it flips. One day people assume systems will hold, the next they assume they won't. Nothing fundamental may have changed overnight, but behavior does, and behavior is the system. So where does that leave us? It leaves us in a world where stability can coexist with fragility, where strong numbers can hide weak foundations, where the biggest shifts happen quietly before language catches up. The economic order will change again. That's not a prediction, it's a pattern. The only real uncertainty is timing, and the uncomfortable question isn't when it will change, it's this. When the shift becomes obvious to everyone, will it already be too late to respond?